80,000 dead. So to be here now, 343 days into this, imagine how that has grown. Just since July, adding another 2 months, it's well over 200,000, and it's just a disgrace at the fact that we cannot stop this, and that the UK remains complicit by refusing to withdraw all arms licences. Not the 30, yeah, shame indeed, not the 30 that they've taken away in the last couple of weeks. Why are there still 320 remaining? Why are those 30 more of a risk than the rest? How is that possible? How can only 30 of those licences be a risk to the possible plausible genocide? It's a disgrace. We cannot control the IDF. They have made it clear that they will annihilate every Gazan, every Palestinian, and it is a disgrace. Britain needs to stand up and withdraw everything, and we need to continue to pressure our MPs, and that's what I ask from you today. So I'll hand it over to our first speaker, Repi, and then I'll come back with a poem and pass it on to Pete.
Thank you, Tess. I haven't got a great deal to say today, but what I did want to highlight was Mahira Hussein. I don't know if you guys have been following her case, but she was a pro-Palestinian supporter, marcher, and in the London marches she held a placard that essentially had a picture of Rishi Sunak and Suella Braverman as coconuts. And the police decided to charge her for racism and inciting racism. And in doing so, they basically harassed a 9-month pregnant teacher. She lost her job, etc. as a result. And this morning it was great to wake up to the news that actually they've dropped all charges. She won her case in court, where the judge found that it was political satire. It was all about the fact that actually, as a brown person, as a Muslim, what she was saying, that the government then actually pushed a rhetoric that was very anti-Muslim, very anti-immigration. And although the Tory party really pushed on the fact that no, we are the most diverse government you have seen forever. We've got a mixed cabinet and a diverse cabinet. The fact was the mixed cabinet were pushing for one narrative, and that narrative was keeping that privilege alive and making sure that people like us, people in Palestine, would always remain beneath. It pushes for white privilege, it pushes for genocide doesn't matter, because actually if we keep the rhetoric going that only white lives matter, we can still kill these poor children. And as Tess said, it's not got any better. It's not a simple line, it's actually got worse. So where it was amplified in Gaza, it's getting worse and worse in the West Bank now. So before all eyes were on Gaza, but now it's everywhere. And so this is why we have to keep coming out, and we have to keep challenging in whatever way we can. Whether that's through our social media, whether that's through reading books and passing on books to the next person so they can also learn about it, whether it's finding out about cases like Mahira Hussein and understanding how racism actually works here, we've got to keep doing it. So my push again today is about, please keep talking about Gaza. Just because anti-Semitism has been labelized and weaponized, it should not stop us talking about what is right. We're not talking about eradicating a race. We're not talking about, when we say river to the sea, we're not saying we hate Jews. Absolutely not. What we're saying is give the Palestinians right to their land, to their river, to their sea. Let them have autonomy to be able to live their lives as they please, without this apartheid, without the need to show their identity cards to go across the street to buy groceries. What we're saying is they must be able to choose how they live their lives, when they can go to the hospital, not having to get a pass to say my child is dying of cancer, my wife needs to give birth, I need to get to hospital, and being interrogated by power-hungry IDF soldiers. What we're saying is let them have the same right as anybody. We're all here in a country where we're free, and we want that freedom for our siblings in Palestine. That's why we're marching today. So please continue supporting, and please keep spreading the word.
Thanks, Repi. Yeah, and it's still important to note that they still try and criminalise us, the people coming out every single time, standing for humanity. Let's just remember that we are on the right side of history. We are the ones with empathy. We are the ones that know what is right from wrong, and this is completely wrong. I'll hand it over to Pete now. He'll drop a few words in for us. It's always
Okay, we're here because the Palestinian people have suffered and endured now over 11 months of Israel's latest genocidal onslaught. And we've repeatedly come out and explained that this latest onslaught didn't start in October. We've had 76 years now since the Nakba, which saw Palestinians driven from their homes violently. The racist ethnic cleansing of Palestinians was long planned. And in fact, it began before the Nakba 76 years ago, village by village, and in larger neighbourhoods, larger towns, neighbourhood by neighbourhood. The plans were made, the orders went out. The truth of this is no longer in question. The written record of this terrorist ethnic cleansing is clear, and still the arming of this murder goes on. And still we're told that Israel has a right to self-defence. Earlier this week, we saw at least 16 people killed early one morning in one attack. And the United Nations, Guterres, General Secretary, has again said the US must put pressure on Israel to end this onslaught. But instead, the US steps up its military support for the genocidal attack, and instead, Starmer's new Labour government admits war crimes are going on, but then only halts 10% of weapon supplies. And they continue to lie that it's self-defence. The supply of arms goes on while Israel attacks a UN school, United Nations run school, for the 5th time, killing at least 18 people. This is not self-defence. Every 2 days, a child is killed on the West Bank, as the Israelis step up their onslaught in that part of Palestine as well. As at least, Tess mentioned the number, but the underestimate, but at least 41,000 Palestinians, mostly women and children, have been killed, 95,000 injured. And we know from expert studies published in journals like The Lancet, a reputable medical journal, that way more than that have been killed. But our movement is making a difference. We face down lots of attempts to stop our campaigns against the genocide. We saw off blatant lies about hate marches, saw off blatant lies about anti-Semitism, peddled by politicians, assorted Islamophobes, assorted newspapers, all the way to the demented rantings these days of the Daily Telegraph. But this week we are making a difference. This week the TUC, the Trades Union Congress, moved slightly belatedly, well belatedly, for an end to Britain's support for Israel's genocide in Gaza. It opposed escalation towards a wider war in the Middle East. A delegate from my union, the National Education Union, Louise Regan, proposed a motion to the TUC. They stated, "Our political leaders continue to sell Israel weapons, even as it stands charged in the International Court of Justice for the crime of genocide. It is obscene to continue arms sales at a time when 2 senior Israeli government leaders stand personally accused of crimes against humanity." It went on. "A comprehensive end to all arms sales is a necessary step towards ending Britain's complicity in Israel's oppression of the Palestinians." The National Education Union motion called on the government to, quote, "end all licenses for arms traded with Israel, meeting international law." And this motion was supported at the TUC by Unison, Unite, PCS, Civil Service Union, the Post Office Workers Union, the Fire Brigades Union, the GMB, ASLEF, the Bakers Union, and the UCU, the Lecturers Union. Our government needs to do more, it was argued, to do more than halting 30 export licenses out of the hundreds that they have. And the motion acknowledges Israel's apartheid, acknowledges decades of oppression of Palestinians. This motion, make no mistake, this motion is an important step forward. The TUC has taken this step because of the massive movement that we put on the streets this past year. There was a separate UCU resolution at the TUC calling for opposition to escalation of war across the Middle East. Palestine is a trade union issue. We've argued that all year, and the sound of the street has finally got into the conference hall. But now we have to use the weight of that decision, the leverage of that decision, to explain to people in our unions, in our workplaces, everyone around us in fact, our own government, how our government has been and is responsible for the continuing deaths in Palestine. What else can we do? We can use the Palestine Solidarity Campaign petition. Soon the United Nations is going to be discussing a resolution from Palestinians. And what's the resolution about? The ICJ found that Israel's military occupation of Palestinian territory is unlawful and must end, and that Israel is in violation of the international prohibition of apartheid. The Palestinians are calling on the United Nations to enact that opinion, and the Palestine Solidarity Campaign petition demands the UK support that motion and for an end to the arms trade with Israel. Can you use that petition with people around you to get the discussion started, to get the argument started about solidarity for Palestine? Also at the TUC, the UCU seconded a motion, proposed a motion seconded by the Rail Workers Union, and it called for support for a day of action on October the 10th, a workplace day of action. Again, can we use our discussions about this to raise the argument about what we do about solidarity with Palestinians? We have to turn the words on the paper at conferences like the TUC into force on the streets. We need to mobilise, use those resolutions to mobilise. Nothing happens with just motions being passed and that's that. So over the last year, we've seen over the last year days of action which have turned out vigils in hospitals, schools particularly, and colleges, and we need to try and get more and more of this so that the next time the next time we meet together our demo is much bigger. We have to encourage people to take action. We have to be talking Palestine, as Rebbe said. We need to be talking freedom in Palestine. We need to be arguing with people that our government needs to stop supporting the murder. So that's where we need to go first. We need to think, how do we turn out people? We need to discuss with people around us, and that's where we're going. Freedom for Palestine. Free Palestine, stop the bombing of Gaza. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete. Always informative as ever. You know, he touched on a few notes that the schools are still continuously being bombed. But what schools are left? Our children have gone back to school in the last couple of weeks. And where are the Gazan children supposed to go? What are they supposed to do? Where is their future? This is why we're here, to keep standing up for them. So it's so important that we keep pressuring everyone, keep talking about Gaza everywhere we go. Tell anyone, there are still people that aren't aware of what's happening. There are still people that believe this all started on October the 7th. And that there was nothing before this, and this was a terrible terrorist attack against the Jews. This is not the case. This is the Palestinians in Gaza trying to liberate themselves against the Zionist state that is Israel. This is not a religious attack. This is a decolonization movement. So let's remember that. And I think it's important to note, we haven't mentioned her yet, and I probably will get her name wrong, sorry. My Turkish isn't up to scratch. Ayşenur is G-A-E-G. Say her name, Ayşenur. That's correct. Ayşenur. She was shot deliberately by the IDF in the West Bank last week. Another sad situation, a bit like Rachel Corrie. How are we still allowing this to happen? How are they still getting away with this while the BBC doesn't call it out for what it is? A deliberate assassination on a 26-year-old female activist fighting against the illegal Israeli settlements in the West Bank. Stolen land, shame, a little girl, young woman lost her life, her whole future ahead of her, a Western woman as well. Where were the US talking on this? None of us are relevant in comparison to the Israeli state, and we must remember to stand up and oppose it. So I'm glad you're all here today. We are a small group, but I know you can use your big loud voices just to scream for the liberation of the Palestinian people. So let me hear you. Free, free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! I'll pass it over now to our next speaker, Fadwa. She's got a few words for us, and then we'll start to prepare to head off, and we'll do a few more talks in town.
Lola's smelling me. Hi everyone. Actually, I'm not addressing you today because you guys are all here. But I want to share my experience last week. I was at the biggest research in education conference called BERA. And there were over 2,000 educators, researchers, policymakers there. Not one single presentation was on Gaza and the genocide. Not one keynote speaker mentioned Gaza or the genocide. Actually, in fact, when they wanted to discuss the framing of what happened recently in the riots, and they want to make a comparison, they framed the Israel-Hamas war. That's how it was framed. Now, not only is that problematic, but also shows you how educators are viewing this genocide. There was one presenter, a Jewish researcher from the University of, I think it was Sunderland, I can't remember, but she was the only one who dared to investigate how teachers in the UK feel talking to their students about the genocide. And surprise, surprise, the research findings said that they don't, because they're too scared, not enough knowledge, and worried that from the parents' feedback. So we are being silenced. We are all being silenced. And in a massive crowd of 2,000 people, I felt very, very lonely. And I made a statement. My statement was my kafiyah. That was my statement. I walked around lonely, all alone, in my kafiyah. At day 3, there were 6 more people with the kafiyah. Yay. So, what I realized is actually all those people, none of the people I actually spoke to were in support of Israel or could justify the genocide. But they stood in solidarity, gave me hugs in silence, behind the corner when I was getting coffee, and gave me hugs, but not in public. And I realized actually there are so many people standing in silence. You are not alone. People out there are also in support of Palestine and are against the genocide, but in silence. Solidarity in silence. And I think we need to have a radical kind of movement where we support those people who are in silence, solidarity, to help them come out and wear the kafiyah. The kafiyah today is the standard, is a sign of morality. When I saw the people wearing kafiyah, I knew you have shared values. You have the same morality. You are one of us. So we gathered and we took pictures and we tagged the Research Association and we tagged our universities to show that we are here. We are here. We won't be silenced. So now, next step, we have 2 of our own kids here going to university. We have Madiha here, we have Mormon here. They are passing this movement into their universities. They are, yes, come up for that. They have now this whole year seen how we in Swindon have moved for Palestine. They will take that with them. The danger is, though, that these students who take a stance are being punished. I've been sharing in several groups now a young man who has graduated, but they'll be refusing in University of Lancaster, refusing to award him his graduation, his bachelor's degree, because he was part of the encampment. We can't let that happen. He deserves to be awarded. He deserves to graduate. He deserves to stand on stage. So please sign a petition and let him graduate and let the universities know that he deserves to be awarded his degree.
Yes, he does.
Finally, I see some of you wearing the kafiyah. Don't stop wearing your kafiyah wherever you go. Open a conversation like Pete said. It stands for something. They'll say, oh, I like your scarf. Yeah, it's for Palestine. Do you know what? Come over to our next protest. Because we're all getting smaller in our protests. We're not getting smaller in our support for Palestine. It's increasing. But they are supporting in silence. And supporting in silence is very problematic. Because you're not here, not there. If you're supporting in silence, means you are actually being neutral, and then you're actually causing the Palestinian cause damage. You're causing more damage than good by supporting within yourself, by yourself, all lonely. When we are together, we are stronger. What was it called? United? What's the chant?
The people united will never be defeated.
The people united
will never be defeated.
The people
united will never defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Sorry.
So the ones who are out here today, we need you. We need you because SPS cannot move forward without you. Being part of a movement can be very draining. The ideas that we bring forward and organize things can be very draining. So with all the movement around the UK and across Europe and around the world, we need more ideas, we need more discussion. What do you want us to do? What can we do? If you have a work meeting, if you have a councillors meeting, if you have an event at work, tell us. We'll be there to support you. We will be there with you. But you need to let us know. Help us help you. Together we can help the movement. We can't just do the protest. We need to move on beyond the protest. It's a commitment, I know, and I thank all of you to be here, but it needs to move beyond it. We need to grow as a movement. We need to grow against the apartheid state and the genocide. We need to see the stop arming of Israel by our government. So please do come to us and speak to any of us to let us know what can we do in your workplace, in your school. Let's have a not back to school picnic in front of your school. Let's do something in front of your workplace to show we need to be reminded. We cannot do business as usual. It's not business as usual. And I want to end on a happy note. Our last big event was Palestine in the Park. It was a massive event. It was great. It was fantastic. Well done to all of you. And we raised, we raised last time over £5,000 for the well. We needed $12,000. We didn't reach quite that, but we did reach to over £5,000. And I want to let you know, the well is working. Our well in Gaza is working. It's pumping clean water. It's being filtered. Over 2,000 people in tents are accessing your water, your bricks. So thank you.
Well done, sir. No, just a second. Sorry. Right. So we love to do things on the fly as SPS, don't we? So we have an offer. Our new banner is ready, but we want to allow people to, if they want to, go forward and put their own handprint on it. So we've got green paint there ready, and then you can use it to walk through town in a protest as well, with your hand covered in green paint. If you don't want to do that, we have wipes, and if you don't want to do it at all, that's fine. But I would encourage you to be a part of the community that you are helping to build and put your handprint on that banner. Because we are here together, united, as Fadwa said, and this is who we are, standing on the right side of humanity. So you can start going over there. I encourage the children to definitely do it. But Scott as well is just going to say a couple of words. I know he wanted to, sorry about that. There we are, but the kids can go.
Okay, thank you very much, and I'll keep it brief, as I'm sure we're all ready to march. So Scott from the Swindon Socialist Party. In addition to what has been said by the other speakers, I wanted to highlight that last week in Israel there was a general strike. More than hundreds of thousands of people on the streets of Tel Aviv demanding a hostage deal and demanding a ceasefire in Gaza. And that underlines something that the Socialist Party has consistently argued, which is, although our focus is very rightly on the Gazan people who experience by far the worst of the horrors, the apartheid system in Israel also immiserates the majority of the Israeli population. Over 30% of Israelis live in poverty, and even more are obviously affected by the ongoing war. We hold that capitalism and the Israeli apartheid state has no solution either to the war in Gaza nor to the problem of poverty facing the Israeli people as well. So it was an extremely positive step forward to see that general strike, masses on the streets of Tel Aviv, demanding an end to the war in Gaza. But of course we have to appeal to the Israeli masses and say, no matter what comes after, whether it's Netanyahu or whoever replaces him, you can have no trust in your capitalist government. For the objective truth is that the apartheid system immiserates both the oppressor and the oppressed as well. Mandela said the same about South Africa in its time, and we have to drive home the objective truth that the Israeli working class have more in common with your average Gazan than they have in common with their capitalist politicians in Tel Aviv. So we said in solidarity with Gaza, we call for a ceasefire immediately, and also for the urgent building of independent working class organisations in Gaza and in Israel as well, and links between them, because it's only through working together and recognising we have more in common than we have with our bosses and our politicians that we can build lasting peace in the region and the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Palestine!
Until fairly recently.
Palestine!
Stop there.
Palestine!
Come out, yeah.
Palestine will be free!
From the river
to the sea! Palestine will be free!
Right, are we going to need a brief?
No.
Okay, guys, we've got a really nice group of awesome people here. Amongst ourselves, we want to kind of have a discussion about how we want to move through the town, what we want to do in case there are anybody who deciding to give us abuse for their lack of understanding of this, what we're doing here. In the past, we've had a properly organised group of stewards. We don't have that today. We've got high-vis. If folk want high-vis and have help, back to stewards, then that will help us. But generally, we're looking for a way of moving through the town that isn't going to block people on the way through the town. So we want to be essentially as a line as we go through, make our numbers look longer if we're in 2s or 3s or 4s, but not more, going through the town. We're going to have our new front banner, so that's wider, and also we've got other banners which are going to keep us in line. And in the past we've had stewards on the left flank and on the right flank, so that we're not blocking things too much, and also to keep us from wanting to move as quickly as possible, as if we're walking through the shopping centre, as if we're like there for a shop. We're not. We're there to walk slowly and purposefully, giving our chance. So, we'll stay together. If there is, this is me actually talking to folk rather than a show of hands on things, but. We've got two choices, two basic choices if folk with the far right are there waving an Israeli flag.
We will drown them out. We will not stop and let them intimidate us or distract us. If we see the preacher is we will drown him out. We will shout for Palestine louder than ever, and we will keep moving forward with our movement. We just
There we go. So there's
what this is about. He keeps screaming that it's about both sides. That tells you that he does not understand what he's doing. So we want to do this. We want to continue to drown him out with our work for the liberation of Palestine.
So
That's what we'll do.
So we stick to our chants, okay? From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. We'll do that. We'll just keep moving past. It's tempting to want to put them right, but we can't do it. We show with strength and we show with numbers. Now, we need to be careful. We don't make a mess of things as we go through. So before we start rushing off through town, we need to get into formation. We've got two large banners to be held up with the Palestinian logo on it. That takes 2 people each. So if folk can start getting towards that, we need folk who are going to stay at the back and make sure that no one is going to fall behind. We need folk to help hold the banners at the front. So before we leave the safety of this area Regent Circus, we are already in the line that we're going to be in when we start moving through the town. Okay? In the past, we've moved off as a big group and then forced into a line as the pavement makes us shape. So can we start moving slowly towards where we're going to cross the first road? Thank you.
Stewards, please stay on the left and the right to keep the group in together.
We've added a bit of extra time to this march today because of the handprinting, but it was too exciting not to resist with our new banner, right?
What new banner, Steph?
Huh?
Four volunteers for the banner.
Yes, we are.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terrorist state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terrorist state.
Israel is a.
Terrorist state.
Israel is a.
Terrorist state.
Israel is a.
Terrorist state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terrorist state.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united
Will never be defeated.
The people
united will never be defeated.
free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free,
Free Palestine.
Palestine is occupied.
Palestine is occupied.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
Judge Israel for genocide.
Israel for genocide.
Judge Israel for genocide.
Israel for genocide.
Too many children died.
Many children
Too many children
died.
died.
Many children died.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From Swindon to Gaza, we march for justice. Come on. We
March for justice.
From Swindon to Gaza, we march for justice. From Swindon
To Gaza, we march for justice.
Dropped a wee. Is that a screwdriver, Pete?
Yes,
No, that preacher. We need to be here. We need to be here in Gaza. Come on, who are we here for? Let's remember.
What do you want?
Ceasefire.
What do you want then?
Now!
What do you want?
Ceasefire!
What do you want then?
Now!
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Big ones, count it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No, we're trying to make a.
So it's coming with us.
Can you have
Sorry.
the other end of this one?
The hand picture should have been done at the end.
Right.
Did you get your handprint?
Well, I didn't get a chance, no.
Why not?
Come on, Scott, get your handprint, mate. I voted for you. I'm one of your 33.
It is. We knew we were going to get a small top. Like, we stood to raise the
We're going to lose people if we don't stop going.
Any volunteers for the post, for the banner?
We some volunteers for the banner, please. 3 volunteers. And 2 more, that's 5. Please come forward.
This guy's going to help you. We need one more with him. I will ask you directly. Ken?
Some kids maybe ask in the front, hold the banner. I go from here. In our thousands, in our millions.
We are all Palestinians.
In our thousands, in our millions.
We are all Palestinians.
In our thousands, in our millions.
We are all Palestinians.
In our thousands, in our millions.
We are all Palestinians.
justice. From Swindon to Gaza, we march for justice. From Swindon to Gaza, we march for justice. From Swindon to Gaza, we march for justice. 1, 2, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is a terrorist state. 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more. 5, 6, 7. It's a terrorist state. Terrorist state. Terrorist state. Terrorist state. Free, free, free Palestine. 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 Let's go! Let's go! To Gaza! We march for justice! From Swindon to Gaza! We march for justice! From Swindon to Gaza! We march for justice! From Swindon to Gaza! We march for justice! From Swindon! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! Down, down, occupation! Up, up, liberation! Down, down, occupation! Up, up, liberation! Down, down, occupation! Up, up, liberation! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry! We will never let you die! Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry! We will never let you die! Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry! We will never let you die! Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry! We will never let you die! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free!
You come in, guys.
Palestine will be free! We march for justice! Gaza! We march for justice! We march for justice! To Gaza! We march for justice! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine is occupied! Palestine is occupied! Resistance is justified! Resistance is justified! Israel for genocide! Never let you die. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Occupation no more. Israel is a terrorist state.
Did you want a flag?
Occupation no more! Israel is a terrorist state! Terrorist state!
Oh yeah.
Terrorist state!
That mesh wire is going to stick to stuff, isn't it?
We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a terrorist state! What do we want? Ceasefire! What do we want it? Now! What do you want? Ceasefire! What do you want it? Now! From Swindon to Gaza, we march for justice! 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 The people united will never be defeated! 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 Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever! From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever! Down, down, occupation! Down, down, liberation! Down, down, occupation! Up, up, liberation! Down, down, occupation! Up, up, liberation! Down, occupation! Up, up, liberation! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine is occupied! Resistance is justified! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! See our lovely friends at Barclays and remind them that we have not forgotten about their complicity in the genocide against the Palestinians. If anyone is still banking with Barclays, you can find shame on you, yeah. Shame. And you can find us and ask us why you should stop. We have more than enough patience to go through this with you, and we are more than happy to tell you why you should stop banking with Barclays.
Hi, it's Pat.
You can bark at them if you want. But let's just remind them that their profits are covered in Palestinian blood. So take your green hand that you've just painted and throw it up towards Barclays and tell them your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. 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 Free, free, free Palestine! 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 So just as a reminder, Barclays has over £1 billion, £1 billion British pounds in shares in arms manufacturers such as Bay Systems, CAT and others that supply weapons to the IDF to kill Palestinian children. Shame! Just like the other brands that we have to boycott, such as your Coca-Cola, who also own Costa Coffee and Starbucks. Every pound you spend for these companies is another product in a Palestinian crime. Your money is being spent murdering children in Gaza. Shame! Shame! We must have conscious consumerism. and be careful where we are spending our money.
The boycott is part of the BDS movement that's existed for a while, and they have their own website. They can go on the website. The BDS movement is very effective. We can see results in other countries. Malaysia has now, well, Starbucks has ended the contract in Malaysia because no one wants to drink their coffee anymore.
Good!
Other countries also have closed. H&M, Costa, McDonald's, KFC, all those big companies that are investing in the illegal settlements in Palestine, in the West Bank, they are being boycotted, and we're all seeing a massive decline in their shares, which is very, very positive. So well done to everyone boycotting.
And that's because of you! Give yourselves a round of applause! Without you, this could not happen!
We can also see evidence from the South Africa apartheid state. What made it end was also the boycott and divest movement. To boycott and divest in apartheid states makes a massive difference. It's only a £3 or £4 meal or coffee that you think you're drinking, but actually it's a bullet in a child's head. That's what it is. It is making a company like Costa or Starbucks, giving them the facilities to grab Palestinian lands and make their own companies there and the manufacturers. So well done to all of you boycotting. Boycott Barclays. They have blood on their hands. They invest in apartheid states. They invest in arms killing children. What investment is that?
Shame on Barclays!
Shame.
Your profits are covered in
Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood.
Palestinian blood.
They invested in the arms. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. So again, it's a perfect example of someone who doesn't get it. Who doesn't get it? Barclays is not in Israel. No, it's not in Israel. Barclays is not in Israel. But they're investing in Israel. Their money is in Israel. They're funding arms to kill children in Israel against Palestinian children. What can that mean? What kind of investment is that to invest in arms anyway, let alone killing innocent children? So someone who comes here and says that they're not in Israel, they are. That means how ignorant and stupid people can be. They don't get it. They don't get that money is translated in power. And we are telling everyone here to stop banking with Barclays, to stop banking with to stop investing in companies that arm Israel, that arm a genocide. Be on the right side of history. Boycott Barclays, boycott McDonald's, boycott Starbucks, boycott Costa, and any other company that invests in the apartheid state, just like we did in South Africa. We can do it again in Palestine. Educate yourself. If you don't know, you shut up and you listen to us. We know what we did in South Africa. We can do it again in Palestine.
Yes, we can.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine. Occupation no more. There is a terror state. There is a terror state. Palestine. Palestine. Forever. Palestine will live forever. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine.
Don't doubt. Just works.
Free Palestine.
Palestine is occupied.
Palestine is occupied.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance
is justified.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
Charge Israel for genocide.
Israel for genocide.
Charge Israel for genocide.
Israel for genocide.
Too many children
Too
died.
many children died.
Too many children died.
Too many children died. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Liberation. Occupation. Liberation. Occupation. Liberation. Liberation. Yeah, so. Palestine is a crime. Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! End this genocide! End this genocide! End this genocide! End this genocide! Decolonize! Decolonize! End apartheid! End apartheid! Stop the genocide! Stop the genocide! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Decolonize! Decolonize! End apartheid! End apartheid! Stop the genocide! Stop the genocide! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Decolonize! End apartheid! End apartheid! Stop the genocide! Stop the genocide! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! From the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever!
Be free, free Palestine. Be free, free Palestine. Resistance is justified. Resistance is justified. Charge Israel for genocide. Israel for genocide. Too many children died. Too many children died. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. We will never let you die. We will never let you die.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry!
We will never let you die.
Decolonize! End apartheid!
End apartheid.
Stop the genocide!
Stop the genocide.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine.
Decolonize!
Decolonize.
End apartheid!
End apartheid.
Stop the genocide!
Stop the genocide.
Free, free
Palestine.
Palestine!
Palestine. Palestine.
Good job with the pace.
Palestine.
Okay, sorry, okay.
Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free.
Coming together now, let's read here. We only have a brief song here. Maybe that's the rest of the time. Come on a bit. Let's see. So why are we at McDonald's again? Because have they withdrawn from the Israeli market?
No.
Shame! Are they still operating on stolen Palestinian land? So do we still show up here and remind them that we know that they are complicit? Shame!
Boycott McDonald's!
Murder burger! Put your hands up again, your green hands if you've got them. Point them towards McDonald's and tell them that we know that their profits are
Covered in Palestinian blood! Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood!
Your profits are covered
in Palestinian blood!
Your profits
Are covered in Palestinian blood! Just a reminder for people who weren't up to date. We started boycotting McDonald's because they were giving free meals out to the IDF soldiers. Those starving from death, the IDF were getting free meals from McDonald's. So although they've stopped doing that so far, you haven't seen anything recent. But what they're still doing, they are still in occupied territory. They're still investing in the apartheid state of Israel. They're still contributing to the genocide in Israel. So we are shame on McDonald's.
Shame on McDonald's!
Again, we are raising awareness of consumer awareness. Know where your money goes. Choose where your money goes wisely. Don't go for convenience. Don't go for cheap, disgusting McDonald's burgers. Choose where your money goes. Choose ethical, because your money counts.
There is nothing happy about the death of Palestinian children at the hands of an IDF where McDonald's felt the need to supply free food to.
We do appreciate that they withdrew the license from the franchising of Israel, but it's not enough. When Russia attacked Ukraine, they withdrew from the market completely, and we feel that Palestinians deserve that same respect.
Withdraw from Israel, McDonald's.
Withdraw from the Israeli market.
Shame. Let's go around the corner and listen to some lovely poetry. Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine. Occupation no more. Israel is a terror state.
terrorist state. Terrorist state. Israel is a terrorist state. Occupied. Is Israel with genocide?
Too many children died.
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 Killing children is a crime.
Swindon to Palestine.
Swindon to Palestine.
Tess, what are you? He was reading poetry. It's okay. Ask you. You ready?
I was just complaining, I went full Karen mode.
We continue to welcome your contribution to poetry, to speeches. This all makes a difference when everything is community-led. So thank you for continuing to help us with this.
Okay, no, sorry. So Asia's going to read us the poem to start us off by here. Stop. Hello.
This poem is called Our Pain is Your Gain. I'm going to start it now. Hello, welcome to this world of pain. Why don't you see them crying in the rain? So many hurt, so many lost, that isn't just all, we've got it all. But here you are, standing tall. We couldn't name all of those who are dead, but if we did, will we not be left unread? We are dismissed without care, with ease. No matter what you say, this is not a little tease. Think about pain, think about gain. All you see is the same thing. So why don't you see what's lying with me? It's not my father, it's not my mother, it isn't my sister, it's not my brother. Couldn't find them in the rubble of the mist, so how dare you call me a terrorist? I'm just here to say one thing, as I'm waiting for the guns to ring. Think about the way Ukraine was treated. I just want to be not straight up deleted. Think about the deep history, all the good times you had with me, and you turn your back just like that. Reminds me of something we call a rat. If you wanted to help me, to treat me, you should have seen the way I was seeking for any type of asylum. Can't you see I'm crying when I ask you to open the gates, praying for it to slow down killing rates? You need to stop it. Calm down. What happened to the ones with the crowds? Come on, should he have a say in this? It's an opportunity I can't miss. I'm just getting too desperate. This isn't like some car you can't do. It's complicated. You've got to be kidding me. I've had enough of jokes, you see. What happened to my own tree? It's so stupid for me. Why can't you guys see that that's what you're drinking me? So why don't you see what's lying with me? It's not my father, it's not my mother, it isn't my sister or my brother. Couldn't find them in the wilderness, so how dare you call me a terrorist? I'm just here to say one thing, as I'm waiting for the guns to ring. Stop! You're shooting down our only heroes. They're the only thing that's stopping our foes. Please help us because we're taking all the blows. They think they will find out and know, but it's going to take some more effort for our shoes. So I say good luck to all of those folks.
Well done, Asia. She always writes poetry, and it takes a lot of courage for a young girl like this to get up here and say her piece in front of all these people. But she speaks such honest words, and they're so emotional, and I hope that resonates with a lot of you. So well done. So I just remind us all, like, we are here today because we believe that the human lives matter more than geopolitics. Okay? Justice can't be selective, and our silence in the face of injustice is betrayal to the Palestinians and all the other oppressed around the world. That includes Sudan, the Congo, anyone else, the Kashmir, the Uyghur Muslims, everyone that is being oppressed. Our silence is an injustice to them. So when we come out and we march for Palestine, those people are not forgotten. We remember everyone. So I just want to say that. And we're here to remind our governments, our media, and the world, especially Swindon, that Palestine will never never be forgotten, and we will not stop demanding accountability for the crimes that have been committed against these people. For those people that choose silence... Sorry, this is cutting up. Let's just switch it. For the people who choose silence, what we have to say to you is your silence is complicity. To those who choose to downplay the death toll, as discussed earlier, to sanitize the violence and to ignore the voices of the oppressed, we say we see you. We will not be silent. We see through your lies. And to our brothers and sisters in Palestine, we stand with you. Your struggle is our struggle, and your pain is our pain. And your freedom will be our victory. Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Okay, guys, because of the lack of policing today, and because they're not going to close the road down because there's a lot of destruction already with the football, we've agreed to terminate it here, so we can disband here for today. If you are walking back on commercial roads, just use the pavement. I know some of us will have to return there for our cars anyway. We can go together, but we just won't march up the road.
We mentioned who to boycott, but I forgot to tell you when we're walking in who to support. Lush, the soap body cream thing shop, the very smelly, nice smelly ones, they have bars of soap with profits going to Gaza. So every time we go in town, please buy a bar, give it to your friends, to your family and colleagues, because this is how we support those we need to support. Lush is a very ethical company and they're supporting charities in Gaza. So please do go buy your bars of soap from there.
Anyone else that we should support? Okay, thank you all. Your support as ever always means the world to everyone. Thank you for always coming out and standing with us.
Thank you!
Your efforts, we know that it's hard work always, and we appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much. Woo!